Today is a very special day because after seeing the new film Lion, I have now seen every Best Picture nominee at the 89th Academy Awards. I know I should feel proud of myself. What's going on, guys? Steve Pulaski back with another video review, this time of Garth Davis' new film Lion, okay? And like I said, now I've seen all 9 Best Picture nominees, but that doesn't change the fact that La La Land will still win. Anyway, though, Lion, the new film by Garth Davis. This is a good film. I like this one a lot. It basically concerns a young boy named Sedu. He's a young Indian boy. He's played by Sunny Pawar for about the first 45-50 minutes of the film. Who's a very, very good young actor. I don't know. I didn't get a chance to look up how old he is, but he can't be more than like 9, 8 years older. So this kid is a really good find of an actor, and he basically winds up getting separated with him and his brother. They're out collecting coal rocks one day, and he winds up getting separated from his brother at the train station. So he winds up sleeping on this bench while his brother goes out, and his brother said he's going to come back for him. So when the kid finally winds up waking up on the bench, he's completely lost. He doesn't really know where he is. He winds up hopping aboard a train, which takes him kilometers away from where he was and where his home is. He's young, so he really doesn't know. He doesn't know his hometown. He can't pronounce it correctly. So he winds up going through foster care eventually after like living on his own and getting placed in these different homes. Finally, he's adopted by an Australian couple. The mother's played by Nicole Kidman, and so they take him even further away from from his home in India. So the kid winds up growing up. Then he eventually he's in his mid-20s. Then he's played by Dev Patel, who was in the movie Chappie last year, if you remember, or 2015 technically. But then what winds up going on then is like the film revolves around his adult life, like his college life, and then he winds up being acquainted with Google Earth, because this is about 2008, 2009. He winds up being acquainted with Google Earth to try and find his family again, to try and get back to his hometown to see his mother and his brother. I would call this a feel-good movie. I know for maybe like the first hour it doesn't seem like it, but I mean this is a very surprisingly uplifting movie, and maybe it's just the fact that I saw it the same week as A Dog's Purpose, which is the same weekend as A Dog's Purpose, which is a very emotionally manipulative, schmaltzy affair. This movie, while being very sentimental, is still actually a pretty good story that doesn't get too consumed with trying to make you all upset. It's more about the quest of this kid trying to find his his homeland that he can barely remember, and then the latter hour of the film, where Dev Patel takes over the Sharu character, is mainly the kid trying to overcome with the emotion and the complexities of being an adopted kid with and being like taken away from his family again, you know what I mean, just by a complete accident. So it's a good movie in that respect. Like I said, is it corny at some points? Absolutely. I mean, I don't think the relationship between Dev Patel's character Sharu and his girlfriend later in the film, played by Rooney Mara, I don't think that does any favors personally. I don't think that really adds much to the film. For a whole lot. I think it kind of distracts from like a lot of the introspection. I think they did that so they didn't have to get like like too invested. So like it's too invested in the character's maybe mental state, or what I mean, the paradox of like being adopted and such, and being so far away from him. I don't think they wanted to really explore that too much, so that's why they went for the Rooney Mara character. But this film is based on a true story, and it is a story that's well worth watching. It's like I said, it's a positive story. You know what I mean? It's one. I always say there's movies that don't lift your spirits. This one is one to lift your spirits, and it's really enjoyable to begin with. So it's got a textured quality to it, which I appreciate. It's got a nice level of storytelling that's not basic, but it's not overtly uneven or anything. Lion gets a solid B rating from me on Influx Magazine, a 3 out of 4 stars on my personal website. You can read the review in the link below or on influxmagazine.com. Thank you guys for watching, for subscribing. I'll see you on the next video review. Bye.